So
Awesome.
we have two hook champions coming in. What level 1 shenanigans do you want to see?
Ooh, I forgot about the cheesy level ones. Although some people in Vantage don't believe that cheese is the term, I enjoy it for the sake that you should get away with. You shouldn't get away with it. You know what I mean? Like you're doing it because you know, and I'm excited to know exactly what these guys are thinking. We are loading in. Here we go. Team Outcast versus. I keep wanting to say TSM, but it's Claptrap versus Outcast. I'm still at 0 seconds.
Yep. The spectator is always slow, my man.
Son of a gun.
Yeah,
No worries.
it's fine.
I think the stereotypical is run it down mid and turn into a brush, and then see what. Just go fishing from there.
I'm gonna be tracking the Blitzcrank as we jump out of here with the items, because that's the person that has the most reliable hook over a wall, where he can pull someone in. If you pull someone into like a Zach like mini jump. Galio, if he wants to start taunt, which would be a terrible decision, by the way, is in lane Galio. It's gonna happen. So we are. Oh jeez, we're on a clash course already. The hook. Everyone sees each other.
Nail it. You got
Lands the hook right onto the AD carry. Q coming out. There's the Zach E and Ignite. One more auto. Blitzcrank steals it.
No.
Scrub support, or you know what? That was all set up by the Blitzcrank hook. We'll give it to him. Everyone clap. First blood, less than a minute. Idocles, I gotta cast with you more often, because I have not seen a under 1 minute first blood yet. So thank you.
I don't know if that's a good luck or bad luck, but I'll take it. I'll be the charm. Oh my goodness, and he's not recalling. Oh, you have 400 gold, darling. Go spend that. Go buy. I don't know.
He should.
Control ward. You got so much time. If you are walking out of Fountain at 115, you have time to get to whichever buff you're going to leash. So if you recall at 107, you're golden. Oh, that's a little bit of a sadness there, but junglers are mirroring each other. We see the vision. I don't know. I'm watching on my own camera, so see the vision. We have eyes on Kha'Zix as far as blue side is concerned. Let's see how this lane starts off. Ziggs is wandering. I was trying to look for a magic Q.
Not sure why he was doing that. So interesting. Darius started with the Doran shield, as we touched on based on items. Now Galio did start with the build I like, with the Galio with the Doran's ring. You get a Q if you use your passive auto, and then one auto each. You can clear out the caster minions level 1, so you can get a really good push in from top lane perspective with that super early. Your Q deals max health damage. It's kind of brutal poke, especially from an AP top laner.
That's so oppressive. Holy moly.
Yeah, it's we see down in the bot lane, Misfortune did make it back. So the only summoning spell that was burnt with that first blood kill was the Ignite by the Blitzcrank.
She just bow with grace and accept her defeat.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, as soon as she got hit by the Zac E, I don't think she had much of a chance.
Maybe not even try.
The junglers have made their way towards the top half of the map here. Do you expect a gank coming in? Because Galio was kind of pushed up.
So, Zac, for me, this might be personal preference, but Zac really shines. I put 2 points in W, and then, of course, you got to take your 3 different abilities in your ult, but then you max E effectively first. Oh my gosh, the trade's top. That is so mean. If Galio tosses the Q before that trade, he gets the full damage off. Back to the junglers. I always like to gank to relieve pressure first with Zac, since you don't have your just ridiculously long elastic slingshot. Zac is going to dominate the game from levels 6 to about 10. Right? Maybe even 11. We'll toss that one on there as well, because that's when he can start flying in from weird angles.
And the junglers, and the site was hit, Beer. Zac was not seen by it, and Kha'Zix is doing a wraparound. Misses the shot there. Zac's going to engage in, does get the passive shield from his cleric pass, and just straight W, red buff proc. Flash coming out from Kha'Zix.
That's so bad for Kha'Zix. I feel so bad. That is absolutely not even just an unnecessary death. It's just so close. The healing from Zach is too much, and the red buff does the job. Doesn't even need to burn summoners.
So Zach now 1-0-1. Bentley J is going to be pretty far ahead. He's, you know, he's the same kind of minions, but when he gets back to spend his gold, he's going to be pretty happy. Darius was forced back early. They picked up a null magic mantle and is already teleported back to lane before he hit level even 5. Galio still has a potion here. As we see, Zach is gone to the mid lane, and Ziggs with a Q takes down Syndra.
There's no room to sidestep that. That was a direct hit. Holy moly. Well played, mid. That was nice. That's the magic of killing that Kha'Zix. You can be emboldened by the presence of your jungler, who is, in fact, I mean, like I said, maybe it's just how I play, but you're a support first and foremost. You gotta look to flash taunt top. I don't know if we're catching that one.
That's a dead Galio.
Flash. Oh, too greedy, no mana. Well played.
Well, the taunt was fine, but the problem is when you taunt Darius, he does get an advantage on you. As we see some more action going down in the bot lane, hooked by the Blitzcrank. Exhaust comes out onto the Lucian. Nautilus is actually the one nearly taking out the AD carry.
Gave him a little booty slap, sped him away.
Jeez.
Oh.
As the Relic Shield procs are coming out.
You want to know a secret? If Nautilus had Flash and his shield up, he could have Flash autoed and autoed again into an E and killed Lucian right there if he wanted to be really aggressive.
As Flash Blitzcrank lands on the Nautilus and basically doesn't pull him anywhere, Zach comes in with another jump, and nice engage. Probably going to have to push out the bot lane here as we got 2 full tanky members protecting this really low Lucian. As Kha'Zix, maybe he's standing on a ward. They know you're there, bud.
I don't even have time to take a breath. This is crazy. This is what I asked for, but
oh, they're just doing the wraparound. Blitzcrank is throwing out the hook. No one is there. Does get hit on by Nautilus, and Misfortune makes it rain on the minion wave. They're just going to try and clear it out as Ziggs is throwing out bombs. We have a 5-man dive like 10 minutes. Kha'Zix's going to jump over the wall, try and get onto the Lucian. He's going to get satchel charged away by the Ziggs, who's now trying to clear it out. Ziggs ult comes out, not enough. Lucian gets autoed. Probably going to go down to this Galio ult comes in, not enough to keep the Lucian alive. As Ziggs actually gets hit by Tower Touch, Galio's tanking tower shots. Someone went died. Taunt is going to miss. Zach come back up from his passive. 5-man bot goes not very good for Claptrap. Just the not perfect coordination in that dive.
It was like everybody was weaving in and out. I didn't know. Not even pushing any buttons, I didn't even know what was happening. That was absolutely crazy. Tower shots, aggro was dropped and grabbed. Meanwhile, it was a 5 versus 3 bot, and we ended up even, perhaps even on summoners, and Misfortune still has Flash. Meanwhile, Darius and the Syndra did not respond, and look at the CS differential. Look at the experience differential. Level 7 to level 6 top, I should presume Darius is going to pop. As soon as Galio went home, I think the smart play there, even though you couldn't get your wave to tower, was to take it back. Because Galio, even though he's down 20 CS, nearly 20 CS, has a little bit of an item advantage. As a top laner, you gotta take what you get and spend that gold.
Well, he does have a 20 CS lead. He didn't have teleport because he had to burn it so early from those trades. Now, Zach did pick up yet another kill, but I think he was the only one just caught the end of that.
Happening.
Ziggs is going to make it back to base, but he has already used his teleport after that 5-man dive bot, so he needs to try and stay in this lane as long as possible. He's burning through those biscuits. Hopefully he's got enough to just stick around.
I just want to say that satchel charge was insanely good.
It was so good. He landed an empowered auto, a Q, and an E on the Syndra, and Syndra said, "You want to go, little guy?" And then just threw her whole wombo at him. And then he has the wherewithal to poop out that little satchel charge and bounce him to safety. It was a very good satchel charge. Oh my.
And Zach probably going to be going up top for a gank as Kha'Zix may be looking to do Dragon.
No flash
nope.
on Darius.
Oh,
The
nice bounce, but does not coordinate with the bottom kill. Kha'Zix going to pick up a kill, or actually Misfortune is on the Lucian with the help of Kha'Zix. Wave is cleared top, so...
Thank you, Lucky Stars, Blue Rose.
With that kill down bot lane, though. Oh, Zach! Oh, Bentley J! That was dirty, man.
The dragon will go over to the outcast, so. And it's an early cloud, or that helps him out a little bit, right? Kha'Zix likes to be sneaky and speedy. Yeah, especially before.
Nautilus always needs a little buff in the movement department, as he's ridiculously slow. Although he doesn't look too bad on this skin. So he probably has that in the bush, in the river movement speed. As we see the cube come out from the Nautilus, doesn't land as the little Yordle waddles back under his tower for safety.
Oh, let's take a breath while there's no fighting happening and just take stock of who's fed and what's happening. Bentley J, even with the shenanigans bot, still is doing markedly better within the kills department, but look at the CS differential. A kill, what, 10 to 20 CS, centering around 15, so he has effectively about 70 CS, maybe just a little bit less, plus that assist. So he's winning just a little bit in the gold department, but item for item.
Oh, we got a double invade here to try and play some wards, and Zach is going to go over the Nautilus and get onto the Misfortune with the slows. Blitzcrank's flashed over the wall, and this may be a dead Misfortune as the Ignite and the ult comes out from Blitzcrank, but he is now super slowed, and he has already burned his flash. He's going to go down. Oh, and Syndra has come to help out our team as great Let's Bounce from Zach. Gets a shield, but not enough to stop him from that isolation damage from Kha'Zix.
Oh my goodness gracious. So, another example of in too deep, gone too wrong. That's twice now that they've had these aggressive plays, which arguably could have gone well. You know, if the Zach hits that slingshot on Misfortune, if the Blitzcrank nails that pull from across the wall, it wasn't blind, etc., etc. But those types of 50-50 plays, our team, I'll forever cite this little mantra, is don't take a fair fight. Just because you can do it, you should still ask the question, should you? And I don't think they should have on that.
So we see the trading in top lane. It does look like Darius is getting the better of these trades because the bleed is just absolutely getting through. That Galio, damage reduction on his W is really nice, but it's not extremely helpful against that bleed because not only does that, give Darius more attack damage, but just that slow, just drain of life, the damage reduction doesn't really help against that.
Yeah, the play there is to, when you know you're going to get spun and you can't get within the handle or outside of it, just to tap your W and mitigate the damage. The W actually slows you, and since Darius has a phage, holding down that W is not going to get you out.
As Zach comes in with a great gank onto the Syndra, but she's going to flash away, and Ziggs drops the ult as Kha'Zix tries to counter a gank, but is going to get the double kill in the mid lane there. Zach providing a ton of his flash ult from the Darius in top lane as he's going to get minion blocked. Oh no! It's jeez, that was risky, but Ziggs is going to satchel charge his way up here. His little Yordle legs are trying to carry him as fast as he can.
Though. He used it to work on his double kill. He gets smothered out by
I think Darius is going to make it out.
3, 2.
He gone.
Good try. Good try.
So, Zach, these ganks have been really impactful and allowed his teammates either to gain a CS lead or just stay in the game as Ziggs had started to fall behind the Syndra because of that roam. Yes. But the problem is this Darius is starting to get a little bit far ahead on the Galio top. But Galio can just pull off, tank it up, and hopefully that can be enough.
Before we get too far past it, for future reference, use Ziggs players out there. Now, unless this was a coordinated play, because they knew Bentley J would be able to capitalize on her pushing. He's wearing
So dirty.
He's really good. Oh, never mind. Just as I say that, Kazik comes flying.
Yeah. Teleport.
Teleport.
Oh,
my
jeez,
gosh.
with the Ziggs ult. Oh, perfect E from Kha'Zix there, able to take out Zac as he comes back in. But Ziggs roamed back down, picked up that kill on the Syndra, now has control. But now Darius is here. Let's see if he can satchel charge out. No, he's just going to flash away as knockup from Blitzcrank into the hook, into the Galio ult, and ignites. Kha'Zix can jump back over it. They're the isolation damage, take down the Ziggs. Too much separation from his teammates. Now we got two high damage dealing champions against pretty tanky members here, but they're pretty slow. Not the fastest moving champions. And there's the pull from Darius. Galio's going to drop here. Tries to get as much damage as he can. Nautilus is between two towers. Support battle. I think he was just trying to hook himself to get around. This is not looking good. Zac is coming in. Is he going to jump for it? He is. Nautilus has jumped to the side, though. Oh, no. He's leading him back into Kha'Zix.
This play has dragged on for near 90 seconds. Absolutely.
Yeah, because Zac engaged in mid lane, started the whole thing off. He's died and already came back. Now he's farming Wraith. Syndra is now here. The AD carries have been in the bot lane, just farming it up right now, which is probably in Lucian's favor. Let's poke our heads back down the bot lane. It's actually, we see Miss Fortune just running away. Somehow she got red buff. I'm not sure when she got red buff, but she has it now. As she backs.
I still just want to say that whole 2-minute spiel of shenanigans could have been. Oh, here we go again. Blitz is looking full. I'm gonna get this out before another fight starts. If Ziggs gets that kill and doesn't go top to try and kill Darius and shoves mid, he denies CS, denies experience, gets some real damage on the tower, and then gets to go home. And the wave bounces. Syndra doesn't get to push, and then Zac doesn't go in, and then the whole house of cards doesn't fall behind that. I'm not saying it's Ziggs' fault because everybody decided of their own accord to do what they wanted to do, but that whole situation is dodged if Ziggs chooses to push that wave instead of getting greedy and getting nothing for it. Here comes Zac a little bit north on the elastic slingshot, but they are still going for it. Holy mackerel, that Q.
Ziggs
is disgusting. A little bit north again.
Oh, the invisibility is going to keep Kha'Zix alive as he dodges out of Ziggs and Blitzcrank range.
On that one.
Oh, jeez. As Ziggs now is probably going to get some time with this tower. As we watch them chip this down, we see pink wards on a lot of the members.
Bot lane's roaming.
Oh, no.
Excuse me, rotating. This is what they should be doing.
It's fine.
Does he get the Ziggs? Or he doesn't go for it. That's the first time I've seen anybody back off of a potential fight this whole game.
Yes! I don't know.
I was fully expecting the Nautilus to go anchors away and just dive straight into him. Oh, that's a pretty sweet anchor, though. If we have time to admire that skin, that's a pretty sweet. It's like Aztec or something? Maybe Maya. Looks pretty darn cool.
I was going to try and compliment the teams on getting as much vision as they had now that the Claptrap has removed all of the vision that Outcast had laid down. They actually had 3 almost or 4 pink wards on the map. Now they're down to 0 because they've all been cleared out. While Claptrap has 3 pink wards of their own and some nice vision. Both teams have some defensive vision in the bottom half of the map. For a bronze match, that's actually particularly well done for both of these teams. The vision has been pretty high, and trying to watch Zac as we see him jumps in yet again, but Kha'Zix is going to go top lane, but he's been seen. So
yeah, I think if they manufacture a successful dive, not to get Galio, but to finish this turret, might be a little bit too healthy. But the time
Ziggs satchel charges in and then tries to explode, and the mid laners dump everything on each other. Kha'Zix gonna come in here, flash, Q's, and he's dead.
Smite? That was a flash smite.
Smokes. I thought he was going to flash Q him as Zac's going to dive under tower with the ult, calling now the ult for Misfortune. Knocks up from Blitzcrank. Zac's going to pick up that kill as he's taking it. Now Lucian is here taking it as flash over the side from Nautilus as he escapes. Kha'Zix takes that turn to take down mid lane for that first brick rolled. Nautilus, he's running away. He's got boots mobility now. He's going to make it out safe.
Right. Holy mackerel. This is action-packed. They're going to trade a tower here, but honestly...
22 kills, 19 minutes.
Holy crap. That's craziness.
Kha'Zix on a ward. That's going to go down. So as the chaos ensues here, Idocles, which team do you think has played the most well around it? Now, Outcast is up 2k gold, but that's mostly because they have an extra dragon, which now looks like Claptrap's going to respond with, and that first brick tower.
So if that's a gold differential, I would want to say that I got to take scaling into account here in a second, but point blank while we're fighting over dragon, the failed attempts at what they were trying to do, like 2 in a row, set them excuse me, I'm using pronouns, Bentley J's dives that didn't go as well. I'm trying to pause and wait for this action. Something's about to go down.
The dragon reset is Kha'Zix going to jump in, and it's going to be a smite fight, and Kha'Zix going to get it, but he's going to die for it as Galio blows his ult to come in for it. Ziggs, while that was all happening, had taken out Oh No Syndra. Has the flash away from the Q. Ziggs ult has come down. Blitzcrank if he can land the hook. Flash Q, that's a dead mid laner. But Nautilus with the return hook on the support. Finishes off Flash in time by Galio. And it looks like they're going to try and take down this Nautilus. He's going to get out one more Q. Oh, it hits the tower! As Zach's going to return and he's going to smite. Throws out his Q. This is just, we got long range Qs coming out from a lot of these members in this matchup here.
Another magic red buff onto Darius. Ends up getting the tower. To answer my forestalled question, mid tower going down is a huge deal. I'm glad that they returned the favor. Gold differential, they're still up just about 1,000. It is dead even. Let's look at scaling instead. Let's look at where the gold is distributed. We got still a lot of gold on the jungler and Ziggs. Lucian is down on kills, but slightly up on farm. Has a Bork. Let's see if he's building anything else. No, that's his build with cooldown boots and a Phage. Versus a Duskblade and a Serrated Dirk. I want to say the next fight carries favor for the next 10 minutes. If they get a pick, if anyone gets a pick. If Misfortune lands an ult. If Galio counters their engage. If Ziggs just takes it of his own accord to ult 5 people.
And we do see a 4-man roam squad here. Looks like they're going to be going after the little Yordle, or at least in the top half of the map. Ziggs was sent up there.
He doesn't know. He doesn't have vision.
Doesn't know. The only spot they don't have vision on the map. And there's 4. He flashes onto his satchel charge to knock away.
That's so sad.
Oh, 4-man death squad. And they're going to counter return by pushing in. Switch to one of those. There we go. People in the mid lane. Misfortune burns the ult to try and kill the minion wave, but she misses one as Blitzcrank with the hook brings her in. Lucian finishes her off as Galio was focusing the tower. So traded kills, mid laner for AD carry, but more tower damage for Claptrap. But now the counter push.
Now the secret to this is who gets more. You got that pick on Ziggs, but nothing was set up for it, so you couldn't take the tower, right? He already cleared the way. You get the kill on Misfortune, but you can't finish that tower. I want to say that since the majority of the members of Outcast are still on the map, that they gain that they still have pressure. Like Lucian didn't have time to back and spend his gold. He's still less than half health. That's a Syndra ult away from just sadness. Here it is.
Oh no! Ziggs is ulting the bot wave. He cleared the entire bot wave as now Darius took a tower shot, and Zach is going to go in on this Syndra yet again. That's a dead Syndra ult onto the Lucian. He's going to go down to 125 HP. Kha'Zix looking for a pick here. Zach, your jungle's gone, buddy. Darius, he's just pounding away on this tower. I think this is the Darius split push with Kha'Zix trying to get picks. I think right now is Outcast. The way that they're setting up to play the rest of this game is Ziggs is going to go down because you're isolated again. This isolation damage from Kha'Zix. Misfortune, keeping him in place with the Make It Rain. Oh no. Oh, but the Galio is going to come in, and that got canceled.
What? How do you cancel that?
I have no idea. I didn't realize you could cancel Galio.
Good old-fashioned. It didn't cancel his cooldown, let me tell you what.
Yeah, that went on. That guy went on cooldown. So, bug?
Right.
I don't know. I guess you can cancel.
You saw it here first,
he jumped it up into the air. And the circles came down. There probably is a way to cancel it. I don't know if he meant to do that or not. Maybe he hit a button too early. He wanted to get off his movement, but
Dragon's not with them.
Besides that, Dragon's going to spawn here in a minute 30. Let's check with Dragon. It's going to be another Ocean Drake. Either team would like it, but I don't think it's going to be something both teams will desperately fight over. It's not a mountain or a fire.
I want to see some side lane. I want to see more wave management. I know they can't hear me. I'll talk a little bit louder in hopes that maybe somebody just hears the waves carrying across. But get waves pushed before you try to do anything. If you don't have lane pressure, you can't invade, you can't roam, you can't kill. Unless they're really bad and they dive you because your wave's not pushed. So, get waves pushed. This wave top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minions. Technically, it is pushing. It might kill the tower if left unattended, but Kha'Zix is there. So that top side is actually going to need grooming again in about 2 minutes. I'm calling it. Bot lane, Darius is actually in that wave. Guess what's not going to push against it? That leaves son of a gun. What do we do here? It's too early to Baron. What do we do?
It's not early enough to fight around Baron, though. Both these teams have shown they will brutally battle each other out for the fact that they saw each other, as Ziggs is going to just super clear this wave. He just has to get maybe one more auto attack on that tower and Satchel, and he'll be down. And Lucian, oh gosh, they've actually started Baron. They've seen Darius in the bottom wave. He does not have teleport. Darius does not have teleport. Blitzcrank misses the hook as we jump out, and Kha'Zix's going to jump out with the ult. Gets knocked up as we see a redemption here, but down goes the Blitzcrank as Kha'Zix is going to go down, but the ult for Misfortune is almost, yes, it does take down the Ziggs. Is now Kha'Zix is running from the Lucian double kill. Darius is like, screw you, I'm spending Misfortune. Never got touched this entire fight. The healing coming out from the Kha'Zix with his W and the sustain, and quadra kill for Pink Rose. 1 tower for Darius. That's an ace. He's gonna go for 2, maybe even get the inhibitor. What happened there, Idocles?
Can't burst down the Baron, can't turn the fight. When you make a Baron call that you know is contested, when you don't have all the lanes pushing, when you don't have that pressure on the map, you have to be able to turn and fight, because you're not going to be able to burst it down. There was hesitation on both sides, and obviously the Misfortune was allowed to just do whatever she wanted, and what she wanted was to take that quadra.
The teams, they got separated in their peel off of Baron, and it just turned a force situation. I think the idea of forcing them to come to Barons for that fight was probably ideal, because you had a 5v4, but the coordination of working together and targeting the specific members in that fight just didn't pan out for Claptrap, and as a result, Blue Rose was able to push bot lane, take 1 tower, nearly to get the inhibitor tower after the quadra kill on the Misfortune, who was behind Lucian in golds. Now definitely has surpassed him. Yep, almost 2k up on Lucian now. Is going to be in a really strong spot for the next team fight, as she was just able to lay all of her AoE damage in the back.
Yeah, who needs farm when you have 8 kills? I think is what she's thinking right now.
And Syndra is literally he literally just ran in there and took all of the damage, was the only person that died on their team, and if the Syndra's 0-7, so it's not particularly the strongest champion on the team, and if you can't get the Misfortune or make sure that Darius doesn't come in here, as we now have a Ziggs coming off on the side, but Syndra is going to take down Ziggs before the match even starts. That's a good hook. Redemption comes in. Galio with the good ult, but Misfortune lands the 4-man bullet time as Zax finally goes off with his ult, but Lucian's not doing any damage. Galio is going to go over the wall with Nautilus in the blast plant, and Kha'Zix is now ulting in to get in onto Blitzcrank. And with this ace, this is probably, they may be able to even take the game here.
I think you just run it down mid at this point. I saw a ping on the bot side. That means just get the wave pushing. But honestly, you should just take the inhibitor. We got death timers upwards of 13 seconds for Ziggs. Let's go. That's devastating. I would want to hear the comms from both teams. It's one thing to play this game and try to do what you want to do. It's another thing entirely to make sure you're doing what we want to do. If you look at that fight, Darius was tanky enough to survive, but Darius was so deep. Darius was so deep. And all of a sudden, all 4 members of Team Outcast just came to him. Meanwhile, the Galio ult was wasted. I want to say Ziggs didn't even get any damage off.
No, Ziggs got soloed out on the side by Syndra. Syndra finally landed a great combo on the Ziggs, and finally got to the point where enough damage was able to finish him off. So, with that fight, nice cheeky ward there. That is 2 inhibitors down. Now Outcast has full setup for the Baron.
Now at this point, I don't think... Oh no. Oh no.
Too many hooks. Down goes Blitzcrank.
Here comes the Noxian Might.
Oh, Zach, good ult, but Lucian comes in with the ult here. The dunks. That's the second dunk by Darius. Is he going to go? Flash comes out by the Ziggs, and Zach tries to come in to save his teammate. Syndra now picking up the double kill. Misfortune laying in for the final one, putting that final nail in the coffin.
Syndra put about 8 nails in the coffin. Purple giant nails to everybody's face. Holy mackerel.
Redemption comes out here trying to kill off the minions. Not going to be enough. As it looks like Outcast, the mid-game team fighting after super hectic mid and early game, takes home the win just over 30 minutes.
I'm out of breath after that one, Amo. What about you?
It was pretty insane on how fast the action was and how it turned quickly to the next thing and the next thing. And then soon as one team didn't do that right engage, they set up, like we said, at that Baron fight. It was kind of a trade-off. We'll take a team fight, and that 4-man or the 5-man turnaround when the enemy team came at them at Baron, because Darius didn't have teleport. They didn't coordinate who they wanted to kill first, and as a result, Misfortune got the quadra kill, and it was snowball at that point. Both teams had a nice snowball and just were ready to push it down the hill, and Outcast was able to push theirs first.
Sometimes players listen to these casts in the middle of the mid game, so I don't want to give away too much, and I definitely don't want to put anybody on blast. But Ziggs was doing so well in the early game. He was ahead, multiple kills, up or just a little bit down in farm, right about when he chose to roam to Darius. And then after a fight or two that should have taken place, he got caught twice in a row. And it's not that he was necessarily even out of position. I think the first time they goon squatted him, the second time he ulted to clear the wave and was mid for free. That let the other team catch up. It's not his fault that they did, but he just wasn't allowed to contribute because of just ultimately poor macro positioning. I want to see, because he did so well, Gemini did so well. I want to see that come through next game, and I want to see him be able to counter punch back and not just get deleted by the Syndra.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think that the first, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes of the game was really the Gemini show. He had a potential to carry that game, and I feel like his rotations and the way that they were manipulating the waves forced him into positioning for farm that was unsafe. I think that that's sort of the key to this entire game was Claptrap and their macro decisions. Not their lack of macro decisions, their decisiveness on their macro decisions. When you go bot and you dive a tower and it's a 3v4, 3v5 after Galio ults it, you send your support and it doesn't matter if he's you have a wave. You go punch the Misfortune in the face and you tank the tower for your team because you're the support. You go in, you punch them, you transfer it to the Zac, who now has a passive. It was a fairly easily executable dive, especially with the early lead that Ziggs had gotten. And it made me sad that such a great macro play, such a great call to go for that dive was torn into shambles by a lack of decisiveness and a lack of knowing how to juggle tower aggro. I think that overall Claptrap had the right idea going into this mid game.
They stepped on their own feet on that one. Do you want to? I think, and this is completely retrospect. I think the best way to play that is Zach takes the tower, and when Cell Division pops, yes, you have 2 teleports. You maybe do 1, but then you hold this. If you're gonna use both teleports, why not teleport to the blob? Let Zach's blob tank the tower for an extra 5 seconds. Let's go. Oh, I think they missed an opportunity there, and that would have. I mean, everybody was taking tower goes. They didn't. I don't know if they didn't know how to juggle, or just everybody was kind of focused on other things. But that's an important consideration to make when everybody is just getting blasted by the tower, especially low levels.
This is
Yeah.
something that you've kind of touched a point on, is the team coordination from Claptrap. They are showing up at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
It just is their execution as a team in who's going to do what seems to be a little bit lackluster. I don't know.
Completely agreed.
I don't know exactly what is involved with their comms. It's just, you talked about the tower aggro trading. You can look at the Baron call that we said where they had all 5 people in Baron, and Darius was on the bottom side of the map without teleport. That was a great call to be there. Just a slight misplay in execution, and they can definitely, if they just turn part of this around, or maybe in these fights they clean it up slightly. Something small, like picking up 1 more kill faster, or adding just getting that next person down incorrectly, meant that they would have control of the map. They'd be in position of power. And when you have a Ziggs in position of power, towers are going to go fast. And it didn't get to the point. Didn't get to the point where Ziggs could get to towers to start mowing them down. They were very close multiple times. So I think the pushback from Outcast really was pretty good.
Yes, that's exactly. It's easy to call a game with one team's perspective in mind. We hammered on Claptrap enough. Good job, boys. You guys played your hearts out. Button away. You know what I mean? 1 button away. But we can't not give credit, and I use the double negative there purposefully, to, I mean, they won the fights. In the 3v5 bot, they pulled ahead, they stayed even, they let their laners get ahead. That's crucial. They played the engages, they dodged that early aggression, even if they couldn't dodge the fights outright. They fought tooth and nail to go at least even, and then they made some great picks in the mid game. TSM Crows, I want to say, did.
Yeah, I want to say, from what we saw, that Claptrap was the better team in that game. I know that the execution was lacking, but I feel like they were making the strong macro calls and the strong team calls and the correct team calls. I just want to see them clean up their engages, clean up their fights, and make it happen. Now, on the other side, obviously there's a reason that they lost, right? And I think that is a culmination of a whole bunch of small mechanical plays that came out on the side of on the other team. I'm sorry.
I know, right?
I know. My
Claptrap and Outcast. Claptrap and Outcast.
On the side of Team Outcast. I think that Outcast made a lot of good individual plays, especially on Pink Rose. Just incredibly good play on the Misfortune. I think that there was a little bit of optimization that could have happened with the Lucian's DPS, especially in that last fight. I feel like that was almost a free fight for them if Lucian plays that correctly. But I think that both AD carries played fairly well. Shadow Taker was getting very good CS. But I think that the linchpin for all of this, the thing that they need to remember moving into this next game, is that Darius versus Galio matchup. Galio gets a kill early in that lane, right? What is Darius's role in this game? His role is to split push, and his role is to deny the Galio, right? Galio chooses to go the greedy build with Roa, which is fine since you got the early kill, right? But once Darius starts getting ahead, you push that wave into tower, and then you just trim it. You let it push back into you. He had a 50 CS lead. I think he should have had an 80.